Hey, good morning. Patrick Kelmerton here. I'm fixing to go do a little recon. You can see that the Dubro holders are pretty empty this morning. So is I'm gonna be going down to Black Hawk Lake and do a little search and rescue, little mission trip to get the kids out this weekend. So stick around. We're gonna it'll be a good day. So what I'm planning on doing is maybe finding some crappies, maybe finding some bluegills, maybe finding some walleye, maybe finding some pike, maybe I don't know what we're doing. I don't know if I'm going to troll. I don't know if I'm going to drift fish. I don't know if I'm going to bobber fish. I'm going to show you a different kind of setup here this morning that is very versatile. You can use it all of and any of the above and save yourself a lot of time by retying, using the same rods. I know a lot of people don't have the luxury of having that many rod holders, usually full of rods. I only grabbed I think 4 trolling rods and 4 or 5 drifting rods or something like that. I'm by myself this morning, so I'm only going to be using 3. State of Wisconsin, I can only use 3. Only reason I rigged them up is because I'm planning on taking my kids this weekend. So stay with us. I'm going to go through different techniques, different styles, different ways of fishing, different any and everything that you can do out of a 16-foot flat bottom boat with a 25 horse Mercury. So everybody thinks that we always go big and fancy. We don't. Stick with me here. Bad day to go fishing at a pretty place like this. Fishing. What a beautiful day. Pro tip, if you're by yourself and you're landing your boat to make things a lot faster, unhook everything and go around the hitch with your rope. That way the boat will float off the trailer. You can pull out without your feet getting wet and then just grab the rope. I'll show you. See? Easy as that. And then all I have to do is take the rope off the hitch, bring it on up over here, Your boat is off the trailer. First one of the season. Here it is. First one of the season. Go on. Get. Huh? Go on. Little CPT tackle, Fat Boy jig. Huh? Thank you. Bye, buddy.
There you go. No, he ain't that big. He's fighting like a son of a bitch, though. Yeah, that's a keeper, ain't it?
Oh, yeah. Where do they go, buddy? All right. There he is. Got it. This is awesome. He's a good fish. I'm gonna try to. Yeah. Whoa! Whoa! He almost took the rod out of my hand. Nope. Oh. Ah. I hate missing fish. Here's the best part about missing fish is if you're anything like I am and your eyesight is going to continue to get worse as time goes on, right? So I can't see like I was or like I could when I was younger. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take my rocket bobber off, put it to the side, pick up my pre-made rigs. So I have all these pre-made rigs right here, right? So they're ready to go. All I have to do is pop this off, pick out the one that I want. Okay, here's my snap swivel that I have on my bobber rods. I'm going to put that into my pre-made rig. I'm going to take my rocket bobber again, right here. My rocket bobber, I'm going to put it on the slip so it slides up and down, and I am back fishing. A lot of times people spend way too much time trying to figure out how to see to be able to tie their hook, right? So it's a common thing, it really is. But in that short period of time, I busted off a fish, I came back into the fish, put a wax worm back on, I got my rocket bobber up into the shade. Right today, all those fish are taking off up into the shade. Oh, here we go! And there you go. Oh, I just missed it. Oh, man. The fishing is pretty good, so I'm going to get back up in there. I want to show you the quality of fish that no longer hit the water. No longer hit the water, and I got another one going. So, give me 1 second. Yeah, come here. Yeah. That's 7.5 all day long. Maybe even 8. That probably is an 8. But we're not keeping fish today. But if I was, that would be an awesome fish. Let's get another one, huh? Oh! So that amount of time that you still would have been retying. I just caught 2 fish in that period of time. So remember that. Put a braid to a snap swivel, bobber stop on the braid so you can take your rocket bobber off at any time and you're back fishing. Good luck, everybody. Hope that helps. Here we are, Black Hog Lake. Another good male. These are all males, and they're all starting to spit. So we're real close to time. Water temperature 67.6 back here. Right there. Shane is gonna probably keep that one. They just went to a 10 bluegill. Hey, come here, Otis. They just went to a 10 limit. So right there, he's a big man, and that's a nice gill. You know, 7 3/4, 8 all day long. We didn't get anything over 8.5, but I mean, almost all 7.5s, 8s is what we're keeping. All good eaters. We're gonna pull our limit today. We're gonna get our 20 fish. You know, 10 apiece. I got my 10. He's got one more to go after that one. He's catching them on a fly rod. It's awesome watching these things pop and go up and look at it. You know, so. As you're turning into Blackhawk, you know, we got beautiful bluegills down here. They just went to 10 fish, and make sure that you stop up there at Blackhawk Outdoors, grab everything that you need. If you're a fly fisherman, they got the stuff that you need. If you're like me, I'm just pitching rocket bobbers, and I'm using anywhere from CPT to custom jigs to, I mean, I did some rat finkies, I did some gill getters, I did some fat boys, I did some dingle drops. I mean, it really doesn't matter today. And you know, I caught fish. He's caught all of his fish on a fly. So the black body orange, you know, sheep fly that he's got there, and we're gonna watch it blow up here one last time, and then we're gonna switch over and we're gonna fish some walleyes. The wind is picking up, and I'm gonna show you a really cool little technique that I got going on with my rods, that you can use the same rod for multiple different things. Otis, uh-oh, now look what you did. Otis, here. Yeah, we got live action. So we're gonna get this one last one out of this hole. As those fish, you know, transition, they're sticking to the shade. You see that shade up in there? They're wanting to stay at that shade anytime that it's in the sunlight. It's almost like they don't want to. You notice that we have the weeds out in front, and then there's a pocket of shade in there, and then weeds in the back. There it is. He'll get one in there. Right there it is. He's just stripping that a little bit. And come on, pop it. Pop it, get it. Oh, you're gonna mess with us a little bit. It's been crazy. It's been a lot of fun. It's been a beautiful day. Now he's playing the wind with something that I've been doing differently than in the past. So in the past, you always have your rod set up for slip bobber fishing, jig fishing, whatever the case may be. But recently, with all the kids that I usually fish with, because I have a gaggle of them, what has been very effective for me is just being I guess, ready for anything and everything. So basically what we have here is you can take any rod that you have, any setup that you have, anything else. And I'm going to show you. So every one of my rods is set up just like this, and I have a slip bobber right here. It comes up and down. I have a swivel right there. So basically what I have now is, if I want to fish bluegills or anything else, I take my rocket bobber, come down through, put it on the slip bobber, comes up till it hits that slip bobber, and it goes no farther. So I don't have to have a slip bobber tied up at all times. Then what I have is I have multiple units tied up on here. So let's say I am fishing crappies or something like that. I want a little bigger jig with a setup like that. All I have to do is take this, open up that clip, take it off, put my bluegill minnow or my bluegill setup back on this roll, and then take any setup. The other thing that you can do is, let's say right now we have wind, so all I have to do is take my next size up, being right here, and take a bottom bouncer out of here. This is a 1.5 ounce bottom bouncer. All I have to do is put it on here like so, and I'm back fishing. So I have one rod I can use for all species of fish just by switching it out. And I like the rocket bobbers, and the reason being is I don't have to have it tied up to slip back and forth. If I'm fishing real shallow, I got my standard bobber. So try that. Just make sure that you have a slip bobber on your main line, which I always have braid on there. Now I tie to a snap swivel so I can switch out my lead, and I have a whole box of different leads tied up between crawler harnesses to floating beads to regular panfish hooks, all that stuff. And my lead is only going to be about 18 inches, 20 inches, so I can cast at all times. Give that a whirl. It might save you a lot of time in the boat retying.
What kind of?
What an absolute insane day. Shane was here earlier, pitching the fly rod. He had incredible fishing. He could have taken home his limit. He decided to release them all. I'm undecided if I want to take my fish home to eat tonight. I think I'm going to. And the reason being is fresh fish is amazing. And they're all such good eaters. I mean, they are amazing looking fish. They're not huge. They're all that 7.5, 8 inches, all perfect size. I'm gonna take my 10 home, and they're all males, so you can see they're squirting. You see that he was just squirting there. They're all males, so it's gonna get even better. They're full of stuff. So I'm gonna count. I'm gonna make sure that I only have my 10. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So I have my 10 fish. That is all that I am allowed here on Black Hawk Lake, new regulations. And I counted a couple of times to make sure that I wasn't over that. I got my 10. I'm going home. Good luck fishing, everybody. Peace. Good job, buddy.